Welcome to Rashi Parasha Study, Parashat Korah. And this week we'll see how Rashi manages to frame the events of the Parasha in such a way that really goes to the core of exactly what's happening within the Parasha. He's going to play on it through the words of the Pesukim. He's going to play on it also through the ideas that are actually carried out within the parasha as well, and really create a beautiful construct for us of what this parasha is all about. Obviously, we know that Korah is rebelling against Moshe, and Moshe responds, Boker ve'yodah Hashem et asher lo. In the simple understanding, in the morning, God will choose who he wants because he'll offer the ketoret in the morning. But Rashi brings a midrash, and he says as follows. Midrasho, Boker. What do you mean Boker? Why specifically in the morning? Moshe was also hinting to Korah something. What was Moshe hinting to Korah? Amalu Moshe givulot halak hakadosh baruch hu be'olamo. God placed borders, boundaries in his world. You can make morning into evening. You can't do it, right? There are certain things that God created. This is what they are. These are the constructs that you can't mess with. You think you could cancel what Hashem created, what Hashem created the construct of the kehuna? You think you could cancel that and say everyone is kadosh and therefore everyone is deserving to be a kohen? No. It's part of the natural order of the world that there has to be roles in this world. Same way there's a night, there's a day. For whatever reason, maybe we'd like it to always be day, but we cannot. So too, maybe we'd all like to be kohanim, but we cannot. God created that role. So no, first, based off the word bolked. What does the word bolked have to do with anything? Look at what Rashi does. He does as follows. Right, the next pasuk, and then God created a havdalah. What was God doing in Shishim Bereshit? When we see the words Erev and Bolked, he was creating separations. Aharon was also separated. Right? It's a very nice idea using the word havdalah to apply to Aharon and to morning and day and night, that they were both separated. And therefore, when I find the word morning in the text by the kehuna, it reminds me that there's a natural order of things God created in this world. There's a concept of roles, and we cannot argue with that. We cannot fight it. It's also nice when you see the word, right? Moshe tells the Levim, you're already Levim, God already separated you. So therefore, why do you want more separation to be a Kohen? But again, you actually see the same root word of Havdalah. We'll come back to it a little bit later. But this idea, Korah saying there shouldn't be any roles, anyone who wants, and Moshe saying, no, this is how God works. And he continues in the next pasuk. He tells them, okay, everyone bring ketoret. The one God is going to choose is going to be the one who's sanctified. So Rashi comes and he says, where did Moshe get to say this idea from? Each one bring a mahta, a pen of ketoret to offer. Bana alomalahim kach. Amalahim. Bedachei hagoyim. Yesh limusim harbe, v'chomarim harbe. Amongst Avodah Zarah, other religions, there's a lot of different practices, there's a lot of different priests, there's a lot of different temples. Anu, in lanu ila Hashem echad, Aron echad, Torah echad, Mizbeach echad, u'kohen gadol echad. We have one God, one house, one Torah, one Mizbeach, one kohen gadol. It's all together. There's only one, and therefore you have to choose. The same way it's not a free for all. It's not everyone who could do whatever they want when it comes to religious practice. There's a standard religious practice. There's one Torah. There's one Hashem. There's one house. There's one Aron. There's one Mizbeach. So too, there's one person leading the charge of being the Kohen Gadol. So therefore, he says they'll do the math. 250 people, each one the Kohen Gadol. Okay, we'll choose the Ketoret. He goes into why. Not our point now. He goes, the one God is going to choose, who Kadosh is the one who is sanctified, right? Meaning everybody else is going to die, right? So Rashi is saying, Moshe was never saying, oh, He was never a concept of maybe there could be 250 people Kohen Gadol. He was never entertaining Korah's word seriously, Kol Ha'idah Kulam Kedushim, and therefore anybody could be the Kohen Gadol, and it's a role that doesn't need to exist singularly in one person's hand. No, Moshe is saying, no, I know what it needs to be. There has to be one Kohen Gadol. You want to argue, son, I don't know, okay, go ahead. We'll see if it's you. But there has to be one. And if it's not you, you're going to die. That's the stakes here. Because there's definitely only going to be one. There are roles God created, and one of these roles is the Kohen Gadol, and therefore there cannot be multiple. The same way there can be multiple Batei Mikdash, multiple Mizbahot, multiple Torot, and multiple gods. This idea of Ahdut, of unity, comes from not everybody doing what they want, but everybody finding their role within the big picture of things. And look how it plays out on the opposite side, and this is really cool. When Hashem tells Moshe and Aharon, when all the Jewish people come out in the morning to complain because Korah riled them up, and they're all on Korah's side, and Hashem tells Moshe and Aharon, you guys move away, I'll kill everybody. And Moshe and Aharon respond, you know the spirit of each person, you know the thoughts of each person. One person's going to sin, you're going to kill everybody. Hashem, you know. And Hashem agrees. I know who sinned, and I'm going to let everybody know by creating this, swallowing the ground, with the fire coming out from the Keturah, that it only killed the people responsible. Meaning, what are Moshe and Aharon playing out here? What word did Hashem tell them? Hibadilu, separate, right? The same word we saw earlier, that Aharon was separated, Korah was separated, and they were talking about Boken and Eidev separated in roles. What are Moshe and Aharon doing? Telling God, you can't kill everybody because everybody has their roles. And we know, since everybody has their roles, we know everybody is not guilty. Right? So they're using the same idea of the roles, which Am Yisrael are complaining about. They're literally using that same idea. It's the same word, Hibadilu, throwing it back at Hashem and saying, no, if you want roles, okay, so we know, only one person is sinning here. It's not fair. You have to only punish the person who is sinning, right? And God was almost saying, okay, listen, they don't want any roles. They want everybody to be the same. Okay, I'll kill everybody. And Moshe and Aaron was saying, no, we're going to have one role. We're going to have one Kohen, just like you wanted. Therefore, only punish the sinners. Where does it not work, though? By the Tanva Aviram. They come out, Nishihim Benihim V'Tapam. Their wives, their children, their little children, right? Their children probably had grandchildren, tapam, right? Their children who are young, under the age of bar mitzvah. And Rashi comments like this, and he says following. Look how terrible mahluk it is. Jewish court of law, we don't punish somebody until they're 13 or 12, until they reach puberty. Beitin shel ma'ala, normally they don't punish anybody until they're 20. Here, little children were swallowed up into the ground. Why? Because of the mahluket. Meaning what? Once Korah and Tanva Aviram said, roles don't matter. So, okay, for Am Yisrael, Moshe and Aharon were able to save them. But if roles don't matter, okay, so everybody's guilty together. Children, parents, it doesn't matter. And therefore the children die as well. And you can see this idea playing out the importance of roles in society, of order in society, of understanding who's responsible for things, who has opportunities, and understanding unity is all working together towards the same cause in different roles. And this is something, unfortunately, that the world in which we live in today is really a lot like Korah. Everybody's sacred, everybody could do what they want, everybody could find their own role in this world, and there's no bigger picture in which they need to fit in. Each person is free to do as they want, when they want, because they're their own world. And it comes to Torah and very harshly pushbacks against it and reminds us that no, God is the creator, and therefore God has created us all within his world. And being that he's one God in this one world, we each have our role to fulfill for the betterment of this world. And we need to find our roles, understand our roles. And when we fulfill them, the better off Am Yisrael and the world entirely will be as well. Shabbat Shalom Uvorach.